Kenyon Martin, 15 years in the NBA. So I started my show today with one of my topics was where Kobe Bryant's really been brilliant. He had a great basketball career. And I'm not saying in the offseason he didn't do this. And then he retired, and he took all that passion, and he moved it into Hollywood. He was always around here. But his two projects outside of basketball have been great. His short film won an Oscar, and his new kids' book is fantastic. It's a New York Times bestseller. LeBron in his career is doing his projects during the season, seems distracted, and it's almost like there's a weird thing like Kobe sort of played Hollywood. I'll get to you when I need you. It's almost like Hollywood played LeBron. They just offered him a million things. LeBron's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I think it's hurt LeBron.
Yeah, Kobe, I think he was setting things up for when he got done. Because he's been here since he's been a kid.
Yeah.
So there was no hurry to get to it. And now he's getting to it at the right time. Like you said, I think LeBron saw the Shaquille O'Neal effect, and that's what he wanted to become.
Pow, star.
Yeah, right now. And in my opinion, he could have did the same things from Cleveland.
Right, like Cleveland's not going to offer you.
It didn't deter anything that you're trying to do business-wise, movie-wise. You're still executive producer on shows, movies, plays, whatever it is you're doing. But I think the glamour of everything right now of Hollywood, I think he wanted that. And now he's here.
Yeah.
And maybe it's affecting his play. I don't know that. The numbers say no. But there has to be some distraction.
By the way, I said this. We had a graph earlier. We all knew that, as Kobe was emerging late in his career and Michael was declining, there is a point when the young rising star surpasses the old great.
Yeah.
Like, we've all known that LeBron's better than Durant, but he came in the league 4 years earlier. Here's the graph we put up. And LeBron's also played like 2 extra seasons of playoff games that Durant hasn't. I think we've reached the point where Kevin now is the better defender. He's always been the better shooter. I don't think it's crazy to say right now today most GMs would take Durant over LeBron. I don't think it's a shot at LeBron.
Right now, yeah. But you're 16.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to take everything into account. Right now, what's more important? Is basketball more important than your business stuff? Is winning more important than your personal accolades in the sport? You know what I'm saying? So everybody have to take that into account, I think. And a lot of people are not willing to do that with LeBron right now because of his stature, because of his greatness.
Right.
People not willing to challenge or question your motives, which he's earned that to a certain degree.
Right.
But in all fairness to the Lakers and Lakers fan and faithful and all that, like, what's more important to you right now? Is winning more important? Is winning championship, was it 17, I think, at 8, whatever the number is? Is that more important to you, or is you becoming an Oscar winner or you becoming being a team owner? I'm saying, what is important to you right now? So I think they should be able to know that. But all the question and all the stuff right now, there's no answer to it.
Somebody said this to me earlier in the year, an NBA exec. He said LeBron always sought more power, and he got it. But not everybody wants to work with power. So when you hire LeBron, you're hiring Clutch Sports. You're hiring his guys. Yeah. You got to get his coach. So LeBron's big thing was, I want more power as a player, and he got it. But not everybody wants to be in the room with the most powerful guy.
Yeah, some people don't. That's not what they want or who they are. Or some guys don't want to be a part of it.
Right. It's intimidating. Some guys, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, definitely. So like the statement Kevin Durant said, like, I think he could handle it if he wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But at his stature, why would I subject myself to that?
Didn't Kevin Durant, what was Kevin Durant's comment, Joy?
It's a circus. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah, Kevin said when you play with LeBron, it's a circus. And the executive said to me, that was the time I asked him, he said, I wouldn't classify it as a circus, but there's this power vacuum with LeBron that and he's got it, and it sucks the air out of the room. And that's, by the way, that's what LeBron wanted, and he got it.
Because he's demanding. He's been demanding. And
yes.
And that's, like I said, that's what you sign for when you sign LeBron. It's not just you getting a great basketball player. You're getting ABC of him and then ABC of Clutch Sports, and you're getting everything else that comes with that. And that's just the nature of where sports is now. Well, not sports, because other sports don't allow things like that. Basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of the NBA and the power that players have gained and earned over the years.
Right.
You know? So that's just what it is.
Not that many of them. But
not at all.
About 4, 6.
I wouldn't even say that many. But, yeah, there's certain guys that walk in the room and there's certain things you know that there's going to be a part of the conversation.
Right.
You know, and it's just they are looked at as divas, looked at as hard to deal with. So it's a lot that comes with that, man. But I've always, well, for the last 6, 7 years, I've said, like, everything is more important now than basketball. You know, everything else, social media, dress code, like everything else is more important than the game of basketball.
And you were a basketball-only guy.
Yeah, I'm a basketball guy, man. I want to play. You know, that's what I'm here for, and everything else is great. Everything else is cherries on top. But
right.
I'm a basketball player at heart. Like, that's who I am. That's what I came up in this as, and that's what I'm going to leave as.
Yeah.
And everything else we can do that, but I'm a basketball player. I can become a great businessman. I'm a great father. I can do all of those things, but as far as I'm a basketball player.
No, a couple years ago in our business, everybody started talking politics, and I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to be great at sports. I don't think anybody cares about my politics, which, by the way, could alienate half my audience. So in the end, I mean, I turn to actors. I love hearing them talk about acting. That's not to say that a basketball player and actor can't talk global warming.
Yeah, not at all.
But I'm more fascinated with their hoops or their acting.
Definitely.
I want to hear Mark Zuckerberg talk about tech. I don't really care about his politics.
Yeah, definitely.
But if he talks about tech, Jerry Seinfeld deconstructs a joke. That's fascinating. I don't care about his politics. But I'm not saying shut up and dribble. You can talk about him.
Yeah, definitely.
But that doesn't interest me.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So this morning I gave a PowerPoint presentation on Westbrook. Last night, Thunder were great. Adams had 25. Paul George was great. And Westbrook, I kind of feel like he's got an angel on one side and a devil on the other. You don't quite know what you're getting with him. But there is a stat that is fascinating. When he shoots over 21 times, his team stinks. When they shoot 20 or less, they're the Warriors. Westbrook, sometimes his greatest defender is himself. He battles himself. He kind of has a relentless personality. For the record, it's why everybody loves him. Did you ever play with a guy who sometimes battled himself more than the opposition? Because I think he's got an angel on one side. The angel's like he's in a good mood. He drives to the arena. But then I do think that he has nights that he's like, okay, I don't like what you said about me. He comes to the arena, and he's just going to show you're wrong. I'm shooting 24, and I don't think he's a great shooter.
I think the game dictates. I think each game dictates that for him. He always, like you said, he comes to the arena with that edge on his shoulder, with that, like, whoever you put in front of him, I'm going to attack you. But it depends on how the game is going, depends on that level of intensity that you get from him, I think. You know, the shot selection, whether he's after the Euro step shooter, the animation of that and rocking the baby to sleep. Like, I think you get that throughout the course of the game, how the game is going. You know, so he's one of the great competitors.
No question.
I'm saying that we have. Like you said, I think he does battle himself at times, shot selection, when to shoot, when not to shoot. But like I said, last night, I stopped watching the game how it was going into halftime, and then I come out and they went on a 24-0 run in the third quarter. I'm like, oh, wow.
And by the way, spreading the ball around.
Yeah, but his numbers are the same, though.
But I think there are two Westbrooks. I think there's good choices Westbrook and bad choices Westbrook.
I think it's the same guy.
You like him more than I do.
Of course, but at times, if I was like, I would love to be on the team with him. At times, he would drive me crazy at times with some of the things at critical times of the game. But throughout the course of the 48, I'll take it. Throughout the course of 82 games and beyond, I'll take it. Because it's competitive nature. I can live with that. I can live with a bad shot here and there. I can live with a bad turnover. When I know you're going to bring it and I ain't got to worry about that wavering, I can deal with that. As competitors, you can deal with certain things. Like at times, if we tied or we down 2 and you come pull up 3 on the break when we didn't need that shot, yeah, it might drive me nuts. But what you've done before that and what we're going to do after that, it's not going to outweigh. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's you have to take the good with the bad with it. Like you have to take it with a grain of salt at times.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're going to do.
By the way, Rick Carlisle, Lakers, I don't buy the rumor. Mark Cuban said LOL. That's what I say about the rumor. What would you think about Carlisle and LeBron?
I think that's Rick Carlisle has been historically known as a no-nonsense kind of coach.
No bull.
If it was, or if it's in the making or talked about, whatever, I think it's a good fit because I don't think LeBron has had that.
A guy that just doesn't take anything.
Yeah, so he's going to do it his way. And he's proven that. He's been a winner, champion as a coach. He's proven that it's going to be his way with no matter who it is. And the guys that he's coached has bought into that. And if it was to happen, I think LeBron wouldn't have a choice. It might be a battle, but Rick is a great coach. So I think ultimately LeBron look at his track record, what he's done, his resume, which I think can speak volumes in that situation, which LeBron hasn't had, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, guys, he probably like guys, but probably respect them to a certain level. But his thing is, what have you done, or what have you done without me, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Carlisle
with the Mike Browns, with the Spoelstras, with T. Lue.
What'd you do without me?
I'm saying so he with Rick, you don't have that. I'm saying Rick has a title, or Rick has coached Hall of Famers. Rick has been submitted somewhere for a long period of time and done things his way. So if it was to happen, I think it could be a good fit, but it'll take some.
Mark Cuban's not letting him go.
Yeah, but it'll take some soul searching at the door for LeBron, I think, to realize who the coach is, who the guy is that's sitting in the second chair.
Kmart, good seeing you.
Yes, sir, always.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.